welcome back to my channel. So before I get started into this video, if you have recently been bereaved or if you are just here to watch the tattoo vlog, then please skip ahead to the time code that is on screen now. And I don't want to trigger anybody, so if you're here just for the tattoo bit, then yeah, I will leave a time code that you can skip to. So this is my 9th, I believe. Yeah, my 9th tattoo. And this tattoo is for my grandma who passed away in May 2021, so still fairly new and still fairly fresh. So for this video I'm going to be putting a tattoo cam down at the bottom right hand corner so you guys can see like a tattoo like cam whilst I'm talking about it, so it kind of makes it a bit more interesting, hopefully, and fingers crossed. So for this tattoo I went to the same tattoo artist that did my Get What You Get tattoo, and I will leave a link on the card above to the video that happened in, basically, because I videoed the whole of that and vlogged the whole London trip there. And to be honest, this time I wasn't able to get too much what I call vlog footage because it was just so busy in London, and I will show you how busy it was because it was so busy to the point where my anxiety was like through the roof. And I mean, to be honest, it was only really busy for like part of the trip, so I was quite pleased that it was only busy for like that little bit. And then when I got onto the Jubilee line on the Underground, it wasn't too bad. I was able to sit down, and yeah, it was a lot more kind of comfortable. But the noise on the Jubilee line, oh, it literally, I'm not one that likes loud noises, so it is at a point where like I'm sitting there and I'm having to, every now and again, every time we go around a corner or every time we go a bit fast on the tube, I'm having to cover my ears, like even though I've got headphones in, because the screeching just really, like, I hate the screeching on the tubes. But you know we just deal with it for tattoos because tattoos are amazing. So whilst I was at the train station, I brought some breakfast. Now this is not a typical breakfast. I brought a pasta bowl from Boots, and it's because you should always eat before a tattoo. That is one of the biggest things that I was always told by all my tattoo artists, is make sure you've at least had something, because they don't want you fainting or passing out when you're having a tattoo. So yeah, eat before your tattoos. So actually this tattoo artist is about I say an hour and a half total trip from like mine to the tattoo shop. But I got there on time this time, whereas for the Get What You Get I was actually about 20 minutes late because I got lost. So practice makes perfect. So the tattoo artist, I'm going to leave all of her details in the description box below because she is amazing. I highly recommend, 5-star, like just, but she is lovely. She is so nice to the point where I was having a good old chat, and just the experience was the best part of this tattoo, I think, because I just, to be honest, I've had tattoos in the past where the tattoo artist just doesn't make conversation, just gets on with their work, and you're sitting there like, like, come on, at least say hello and at least make small talk, like, you know. But Nat is amazing. She, yeah, I highly recommend. So please message her and book a tattoo if you're looking for an amazing tattoo artist and you're willing to either travel to London or you're in the London area. So with this tattoo being a really special tattoo, I wanted to get it from an artist that I'd already had a tattoo from, because then I would kind of know that I trusted them and like their work's good and stuff like that, because I've had a few like not so good tattoos in the past. So the concept for this tattoo was based on a memory of me and the person I got it for. So yeah, it's a daisy chain because I used to make daisy chains with this particular person when I was a little girl, and also her initials and the fact, like a lovely sentence, I love you to the moon and back, which is a really like meaningful sentence to me. So that's kind of like the concept. It was almost like when I was coming up with this idea, it was 3 ideas all combined into one. So I knew the memory I wanted, which was the daisy chain, and I knew I wanted her initials on me somewhere because I thought that'd be really, really cool. Like it's something that like I know what it is and my close friends and family know what it is, but it's just like her initials. And then the sentence was something I actually added in afterwards. But because I had a bit of time in between booking this tattoo and actually having it done, I was able to fully decide as to what the concept and the idea was going to be. So I'm quite glad that I was able to like have a bit of extra time to think about it and to really get my idea like set in stone. So I got on the train to Paddington, and yeah, that only took about 25, I think it might have taken half an hour, because I think the train was running late. So they had to like wait for a couple of other trains that were on time, and then they had to wait for like a slot. So we were sitting at the station for a little bit, which, to be honest, like, you know, if your train's running late, you've got to like wait for your turn. Like, you can't just like jump in the queue. Like, that's an unwritten rule, come on. So it managed to go. I think I got on, and then it was about probably 3 or 4 minutes that we was sitting in the station, and then we pulled away. It was the direct train to Paddington, so it was a really, obviously that's why it was only 20 minutes. Like, I don't live that close to London, but the fact that it was only 20 minutes, to be honest, once we actually got going. When I got to Paddington, I made the usual trip down towards the underground. I'd already like researched it that morning whilst I was on the train from like where I was to Paddington, to then figure out what I was having to do on the tubes, because I got lost last time, and that's because the route that the Google Maps took me was like really complicated, not going to lie. Basically, the last time it took me, and I had to get 2 different tubes, then get off, walk 4 minutes, so I actually had to, and that was where I got lost, the bit where I had to leave the tube station, and then I had to figure out where this DLR line was. Like, obviously I'm not from London, so I got really lost. But this time, the route it took me was actually on point. It was amazing. So I went from Paddington, and then I got on the Bakerloo line, went from Paddington Underground to Baker Street, got off at Baker Street and basically just switched over to the Jubilee line. So luckily I was only on the train, the Bakerloo line, which was the busiest one, for only like a couple of stops, which was really good. But I got off the Bakerloo, like onto the Jubilee. The Jubilee was, as I said, a lot less busy, and I went on the Jubilee to Canning Town, which is great. It's amazing. Like, that station is actually really easy to figure out. Like, if you need to go to Canning Town, if you need to go to London, you need to go like on the DLR, I would say get off at Canning Town, and then basically you just go upstairs. And I was like, why didn't Google Maps take me this route last time? Because literally it made me go out of the station, across the road, round the corner. Like, why overcomplicate something? So this route, literally, I think it might have taken a bit longer, like on the actual transport, but in the end it took me less time because I didn't get lost. So I got upstairs, I was then on the DLR for about 5 or 6 minutes, and then got off, down the stairs, and then literally the tattoo place is across the road from the DLR station. So yeah, it sounds more complicated than it actually is, and I think because I've done it before, I think it just makes it so much easier in terms of like actually knowing what I'm doing, like kind of ish. Although I got lost last time, this time I was able to kind of correct those mistakes. Like, you learn by making mistakes. So I'm really pleased with the outcome of the tattoo. I absolutely love it. I think it is probably, like, at the moment, one of my favourite tattoos. Obviously I love all my tattoos, but there's a couple that like I love less than the ones that are like my favourites. So if you would like me to do a tattoo video where I talk through all my different tattoos and the meanings behind them, then please like this video. Don't forget to comment and subscribe. But thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you in the next one.